We are listening to another episode of the Vault Unlocked. And today, all the way from South Africa, we have Meir Ezra, who at 32 years old sold a $100 million company. Today, it would be worth in the billions. Currently, he has 24 businesses all across the country, all across the world. From software to marketing, all the way up to even business lending and financing for crypto bros. It is a pleasure. I cannot wait to get to the core secret, the code of what Unlocked is all about, of how you got to this success. But before we do, all the way from South Africa, welcome to the show, Ezra. How are you feeling today?
Amazing. And thank you. Very happy to be with you and cannot wait to chat with you.
I can't wait to dive into this. But before we do, for the viewers that don't know who Ezra is and what your story is, tell us a little bit like who you are, where you come from, and how do you sell a company at 32 for $100 million?
Okay, so my story starts in a very, very, very small town on the border in Israel, between Israel and Lebanon.
Yeah.
Where we used to have every night 60 to 100 missiles for years. So from the age of 0, I was conditioned to confront anything. So very early in my life, I realized that I need to look at life as you have to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm. You have to be able to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm. Nothing fazes me. Everything is nice. If I win, beautiful. If I lose, beautiful. It's me that created it. I have no one to, I'm not going to blame anyone unless if I want to insult myself. Like if you want to insult me, tell me that you did something against me. Like, am I so weak?
Yeah.
So the viewpoint was like that. At the age of 3, I woke up one day and the radio did not work. And I opened the back of the radio, took out a vacuum tube, went to my father, woke him up. It was Saturday. And I told him, Dad, you need to replace this vacuum tube. Now, this is what this family tells as a story. I don't really remember it, but it's a story that goes in the family for years. And my dad said, how do you know that this is the vacuum tube? And I said, how do you know your name? When you know, you know. And since this time, I just knew electronics.
Okay.
I just knew electronics.
Okay.
Like, I just knew it. Just like I read the book. I never read the book. I couldn't read, but I knew electronics. So I started to fix the neighbors' radios, later on TVs, build amplifiers, And going fast forward, after I was in the Israeli Navy, I was a diver. And after 6 years in the army, I went to the Far East. Someone told me after a year in the Far East, spending $6 per day, the money finished. And I was looking, what should I do? What should I do? And someone told me, in South Africa, there's a guy that looking for a programmer. Looking for a programmer, not a problem. I'm not a programmer, but I thought it's not a problem to learn how to program. At that time, computers just started. I never saw a computer in my life, yes, a PC. So I called this guy and he said, can you program? I said, of course. And he said, okay, fine, come, I'll give you a job. And I was trying to save $6,000 to go back to the Far East for another year.
Yeah.
I got to South Africa, learn how to program. I bought a book, learn how to program from the book, arrived to South Africa, created this program and realized that programming is quite boring and stupid.
Yeah.
So I created a program that writes programs. And I was selling it, and it started to be, you can say viral, but it was on disk. Disk has been going between people, and people started to use it and call me for support. And one day, 2 guys with suit come to my small room that I could hardly fit in. And I was sure that they are from the IRS, like the South African IRS.
Yeah.
Because they didn't issue any invoices, nothing. Everything was black, like everything was cash. And they came to me and they started to talk to me, and I was like, oh my God. Within like an hour, I realized they're not from the IRS. They actually came from a very, very big company in South Africa, and they purchased that company. They purchased it for $100,000. At that time, I thought that I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
With the $100,000, I needed to stay for another 3 months to work with them. But 3 months later, I went to the Far East, and I saw, now, when you have $100,000, it's not like $6,000.
Yeah.
So now Far East is not the right game anymore. I came back to South Africa, and I saw that they have a problem with fuel fraud. So what happened is that the drivers of trucks
what fraud? Fuel fraud?
Yeah, fuel fraud.
Okay.
The drivers of trucks steal the diesel, steal the fuel from the trucks, and they used to lose 40% of the cost of the fuel was stolen. Everyone was stealing. And I came up with a system to prevent it. This system became very, very, very successful.
Is this a system that were built in the cars or built at the fuel tank?
It's built on both sides. Generally, it's on both sides. I've put some kind of RFID next to the refueling hole and a reader on the nozzle. And usually when you take the nozzle and you press the button, you get fuel. But in my system, only when the nozzle is in the hole, there is communication and you get fuel. So you cannot take it out and steal the fuel.
Yeah, wow.
And there was all kinds of things around it. So this became very, very successful. And after about 3 years, I sold this company, made a lot of money, and continue with more and more and more businesses. And at one point, someone asked me about 10 years ago, something like that. Someone asked me, how do you turn this thing to gold? How do you do everything you touch turn to gold?
Yeah.
So first I say, it's not everything I touch. You see the successes, you don't see the failures.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's not everything I touch. And second, it's very simple. It's just simple. It's really simple. It's very, very, very simple to make money, but it's very difficult to convince people that it's simple to make money.
Wow. Okay. So there's so much I want to talk about, and I don't want to lose track, but we have to talk about that right now. I want to finish your story, but we can't just let you off the hook with that comment. So it is so simple to make money, but it's so difficult to convince other people how simple it actually is. Yeah. Wow. What does that mean to you?
Well, when you know something, when you have knowledge, the proof that your knowledge is not a broken knowledge is that knowledge brings results. Okay?
Okay.
Now, because most of the people cannot be wrong, once they have a piece of knowledge, even if it's broken knowledge, even if it doesn't bring results, they will not change the knowledge. So, for example, I'll give you an example. I said that basically a person thinks that it's more important to be right than to live. People will die before they will say that they are wrong.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
They will say I'm wrong because, or I'm wrong but, which means I'm not wrong. If I say I love you but, it means I don't love you.
Yeah.
Yes. So because people really want to be right, once they have a stable datum, once they have a stable data, once they believe in something, and believe is the problem. Once they believe in something, they become robot. They become slave to what they believe in.
You become a slave to the belief.
I don't believe in anything.
Yeah. So is that, are you, wow. Okay. As profound as I thought it might've been, is as literal as it is. You are saying the reason why people don't see money, to make money being easy, is because their belief of money is that money's hard to be earned or hard to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as long as they change the belief, everything else changes?
100%. Did you go to the gym and you believe that you can do, I don't know, 80 kilo bench press?
Yes.
And then slowly you train and you convince yourself that you now can do 85 kilo. So now you can do 85 kilo. What changed? The belief. The body and everything respond to your viewpoint. I'll give you another example. You are in the gym and you're doing the maximum that you can. Like, let's say you can do 10 reps of bench press, okay? And just at 9 rep, there's a blonde that walk next to you. Immediately you do another 2-3 reps.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your viewpoint is senior to the physical universe.
Okay.
The physical universe try to believe you that you are a slave, but the truth is that you, the spirit, is senior to the physical universe, and the only limitation that you have are your considerations. If you consider it's beautiful, it's beautiful. If you consider it's ugly, it's ugly. If you consider it is difficult, it is. If you consider it's easy, it is. It is your considerations that define the physical universe and not the other way around. And before you actually know it, not understand it, not believe it, before you know it, before you remove all the lies that prevent you from seeing that, even God will not help you.
Yeah. Wow. 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 Okay. I want to go back to when you were younger, because this ties into the first question I wanted to go to, and bombs were flying over you, and you said you got to have the same enthusiasm, which I love that. You have to have the same enthusiasm as winning as you do losing. Now, I would say probably most of the children you grew up with, the people you knew from your hometown, their attitudes were not like yours. Something shifted in you where it went from a victim, I live in poverty, we're always being bobbed, I don't have resources, I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, look at everyone else. And you looked at it and said, whoa, God's given me a gift to learn how to deal with the up and the down all at the same time. And I'm going to choose to see the bright side of both sides of it. Where do you think that was developed? Because that's not the norm. That's actually not even how our brains are supposed to even think. Because as you know, our brains are wired to have survival. So in the situation you're in, your nervous system must have been wound right up and you were just in a place of survival, but yet you were thinking like you were in a place of success and abundance.
Okay, so a few things. We can go, depends on how deep you want to go, yes?
This is the vault unlocked. We're going to go as deep as we can.
Okay, fine, no problem. So first of all, the brain belongs to you, yes? My brain belongs to who?
Belongs to me.
So who is me? So if it belongs to me, I'm senior to the brain. If it's my car, I'm senior to the brain, to the car. And if I say, no, the car is going like that, so I'm going like that, something is wrong. The brain has nothing to do with your results. The brain is just a piece of meat, just a piece of meat. And the only job of the brain is a switchboard. It's actually routing information from the spirit, which we will define soon what it is, to the brain, and the brain sends electrical messages through the nervous system and the glands and move the body. And I'll give you a very short story to demonstrate it, okay? So I do a lot of donations and I help a lot of institutions. And one day a few years ago, I donated money to one of the universities in Israel. And as a reward, they wanted to waste my time. They invited me took me around in the university to meet the different professors and whatever. Okay, so I'm going between the university, between the professors. And one of the professors is the youngest professor there. And he is researching the brain. And I asked him, just being polite, what are you doing? And he says, look, I'm trying to balance the brain. And I said, look, I'm not as educated as you. I'm very simple. I actually didn't go to school. I stopped studying. Never actually went to school. I just went to exams. Yes. So I had an agreement with my parents that as long as my results is above 95, I can go and do my electronics and whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I said, look, I'm not educated, but you are. You balancing the brain. Balance means that there is one brain on the right-hand side that is balanced, and let's say my brain, and you see that it's not balanced. He say, yes, exactly, correct. I said, okay, good. Where did you get the balanced brain? Where did you get the balanced brain? Show me the balanced brain.
Like, show me what a balanced brain actually looks like.
Yes, what is it, balanced brain? Show me one. It's not mine, for sure.
Yeah.
So we got into argument. Everyone left. We talked for about 7 hours. We became super good friends, super, up to today. And of course, he realized that it's bullshit. And he changed his whole research around that. And one day I'm sitting with him. I showed him how to kite surf. We're sitting on the beach after we kite surfed for a few hours, smoking cigars. And he told me, Meir, when the brain is thinking, I said, listen, Ben, the brain is not thinking. He said, Meir, everyone knows. I said, when everyone knows, you know that it's a lie because truth is unique. And he said, no, come on, everyone knows. I said, what if I prove it to you? Will you buy me dinner? He says, yes. I said, okay, fine. Did you ever see someone that died and came back? And he said, yes, of course, many times. I said, good. And when someone dies, you can 100% see that the brain do nothing. There's no activity. Yes, we can see 100% that the brain do nothing. But when he comes back, he tell you all the things that he thought, all the things that he saw, all the conclusions. He had a lot of realization while he was dead. So obviously it's not the brain. Because it's my brain, it has to be junior to me. It's my car, it's my body, which means the body is junior to me. Although most of the people worship their body. I don't worship my body, I use my body. I don't serve the body, I'm not a slave to the body. Most people are. So I say, food and sleep is for weak people. I use the body.
Food and sleep are for weak people.
100%.
Meir, this is fascinating. What do you mean by food and sleep are for the weak people?
When people need to eat and they need to sleep and they cannot control it, they're weak. Because now the body tell me what to do. If I have a project and I need to work 3 days, non-stop, and I'm not moving from the chair for 3 days, I have someone that bring me water and coffee, and that's it. I work.
Yeah.
I don't get up. I have a seminar, and my seminars usually start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they let me go at about midnight. Like I'm standing. I don't go to the restroom. I don't eat. I don't anything. I don't leave the room from 10 o'clock in the morning until midnight. And I talk non-stop. They go to breaks, they need to go to the restroom, the students need to eat, they have all kind of things. But when I give them a break, I sit with the other student that come and talk to me. By the time we finish to talk, I need to restart.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So I control the body, and the body gets reward as food and sleep when he does what I tell him to do.
Who's I?
I is the spirit. So let's define the word I.
Well, yeah, okay? I was going to ask, who's I? Who's me? And what is spirit?
Let's define the word I. Yeah. So in order to define the word I, let's define, first of all, what is the smallest number in this universe?
Well, I would want to say 0, but it's probably not. It's 0.00000000000.
Extremely smart. It's not 0. It's 2. And I'll explain before you jump. I'll explain. You will see that for every plus there must be minus. For every force there is counter force.
Yeah.
There is nothing in this universe. The atom is composed of electron and proton. There is nothing in the universe that can survive alone. 7 mean nothing. 7 in comparison to 8 or in comparison to 6 means something. There is not 0. You can go from one side of this planet or this universe to the other, and you will not find an absolute 0. Actually, absolute is unobtainable in this universe. There is no absolute 0. There is minus 239.97673, but it's approximating 0, but it's not 0. They actually theorize that if you will get to the absolute 0, there will be no universe here. And they are right, because you will stop the basic mechanism of this universe, which is plus and minus.
Yeah.
Everything is composed of two. Okay? Which means that we can say that the physical universe is a universe of twos. So something is anything that composed of two.
I'm hearing
So
you.
if I look at that, composed of many atoms, which compose of twos. They cannot be composed of one, they cannot be composed of half. They have to be composed of two. No one found anything in this universe less than two.
Okay.
Okay, good. So if let's say that this is the only thing in the universe, this pen is the only thing in the universe, and I break it down to two. At the beginning, it started with two. The word beginning mean was not here before. The beginning of this interview, there was no interview before, yes?
Yes.
The beginning of the iPhone, there was no iPhone before. So what created the two, what come before the two cannot be two.
Okay.
So actually, the spirit is this nothingness that can bring about somethingness.
The spirit is nothingness that can bring about somethingness.
Yeah, and the spirit loses its power the moment that it becomes drunk and it thinks that the somethingness that it created, it's senior to it. It started to listen to it.
Okay. I'm learning.
So the spirit is this, it's a nothingness. It has no wavelength, there's no mass, no position in space, but it can create something out of nothing. If you look at anything in the universe, every physical thing used to be an idea. An idea is not a physical thing.
Well, no, it's not. Yeah.
Every
It's I would call it, what would you call it? A spiritual thing? An idea is just
an idea is you, the spirit, come up with something, and then you make other people believe in it.
Yeah.
Yes. You can say that a clever person is a person that can recognize truth. I define a clever person, the ability to recognize truth, and I define genius as a person that creates new truth, not recognized truth, create new truth for other people to follow. That's a genius.
Okay.
Now, this is all tied up to money, because when you look at the word money, money is only an idea that people trust, an idea backed by confidence. You have a credit card, 5 cents. I go to the shop. I went to the shop the other day. I took a $250,000 Merc with a piece of plastic. I gave them a piece of plastic. An idea. I come to you and I said, this will help you. You get it. It's an idea. You didn't use it yet. You didn't use it yet. You give me money for it. Which means that how much money you will make has to do with how much you can turn your ideas into something people have confidence in.
How much money you make is in direct proportion of the ideas that you come up with and your ability to get them to believe in the idea.
That's correct. And they will believe in it only for as long as you will not have internal disbeliefs. Which means as long as you will not find in the physical universe reason why it will not work. Which means as long as you will be the boss.
So I call that conviction in sales.
Not a problem.
But I think this is obviously more than just conviction. I think this is phenomenal stuff, and I see it all, and I'm still asking the question: where did you, at a young age, because obviously you've learned this as you've gone through your years of wisdom, but somewhere along the way, the one thing, you switched your mindset from victim to victor, or you decided, in your sense, that you're not a slave to your brain, you're not a slave to your body, that you are a supporter, what you want to call it, an advocate of the spirit?
I'm saying that I'm source. I'm source of everything that around me. I'm source and cause. I'm saying that when you are actually responsible, if you actually responsible if you actually responsible, you are the source and cause for everything that happened and everything that happened to you.
Yeah.
And when you are responsible, you take control over something. So responsibility bring about control. Either knowledge or responsibility bring about control, and control equals income. So if I teach you how to drive a car, you will control the car and you'll have the income from the car, which is arriving safely and quickly to and comfortably to your destination. But if you drink, your responsibility drop, immediately your control drop, and you will not have the income. You will not get what you want. So anything in your life, any piece of knowledge that you know, if you have knowledge, you will demonstrate control and there will be income. That's why, for example, if you train your staff, people work for you, if you train them, you give them knowledge, they will demonstrate control and there will be income. And if not, if you don't train them, they will learn broken knowledge, which inevitably create out ethics, irresponsibility, which will inevitably reduce the control and reduce the income.
Yes.
The manifestation of lack of knowledge and the manifestation of lack of responsibility, how it shows up in the physical universe, is open cycles. It's things that you start and you did not complete. Procrastinations, all kind of open cycle. A cycle is a start, change, stop. So all kind of open cycle. Think that you started, you did something, but you did not complete. You look at your email, but you didn't answer later. You know that you need to pay tax, but you didn't. You know that you need to write this thing, but you didn't write it. You know that you have many of these open cycles. It is the result of lack of knowledge or lack of responsibility. If you are responsible, you will burn the midnight oil and you will end every day with 0 item in your inbox. I religiously end every day with 0 item in my inbox. Every inbox, WhatsApp, email.
Yeah, that's the same here. I don't ever leave an email for the next day. It's my pet peeve. My email box is zeroed. It's zeroed out all day long.
That's why you're successful. You get the income from that control, which means that you are very ethical, you're very responsible, and your knowledge is wide. You don't believe in things. You actually look and say, does it actually bring the expected result? And I don't care who say it, or what say it. I don't care the source of who's saying it. I look, I don't listen.
Yeah.
I look, does it bring the expected result? If it brings the expected result, I crown this thing as God. It's true. It's not.
You're like living out a life. Like, it's very fascinating. And what I can see and hear and everything from you is first and foremost, your mindset, your spirituality, whatever that might be, religion, whatever that might be to you, but you're living at a conscious level, at such a high conscious level. I call it Buddha level, where your conscious level is like this as me, as I am source. Everything comes through me, as me. I'm not actually in control of everything. I'm in control of the one thing, which is to be I can't find the word, but the truth, I would say the truth of source is what you operate at. And you adopted that at a young age. And that results into $100 million company at 30. Well, it resulted in multiple things, because on your way to $100 million company, it sounded like you've been always this thing that's been building. And then it seems like, yes, everything you touch turns into gold, but we don't talk about all the failures. You currently today, as a source, I'm just going to say, as the source of truth, today, you have 25 plus companies all over the world, funding people, softwares. I mean, as the source, what is your greatest gift to give back to this world? Because I'm going to assume you've already made all the money you need in the world. And I'm sure you look at it, I don't need money. It's just a result of being the source of truth. So you have enough resources, I would say, and an abundance that you are taken care of. What's like, how do you wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to focus on this or put my energy here, and to find the strength to get through all the chaos that's happening in this world. Now something's going to tell me that you're like, there's no chaos in this world. It's what people see it to be, right? But I'm so fascinated.
Okay, so first of all, what is the purpose once you have a lot of money? Is that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with this. I'm investing 15% of my time in helping people. I have this coaching company, and it's a whole operation, and I help people, and I take people, and I make them millionaires, ethical millionaires. They're not just millionaires. It's very easy to print money selling drugs, but no, I'm actually making them make sure that they make money ethically. And if you look at my success stories on the website or whatever, you will see that everyone will tell you that number one, they make money, but money is one thing. I make sure that they are healthy because they know how to heal the body. Make sure the family is actually in an amazing condition. I make sure that they are ethical. I make sure that the companies, the way that they make money is growing and successful. I make sure they give back to society, to mankind. I make sure that the life forms around them, trees, animals, etc., are taken care of. I make sure that the physical universe, that everything around them looks and maintain 100%. I make sure that they, the spirit, as a spiritual beings, are actually in a good condition and not in a turmoil. And most importantly, I make sure that they realize that whoever the creator is, and I will not get into it right now, but they recognize that there is a creator, and the creator is there. It's not just an accident or some kind of a big bang.
Yeah.
And that's what I do to give back. So this is number one. And so I look at all these areas. I have all those, you can call it circles of life that I'm looking at, and that give me the definition of what is the right thing to do. The word right is actually the ability or the bringing about the greatest survival to the greatest number of circles: yourself, your family, groups, mankind, etc. So if I invent a drug that kill one person and save billion people, it's good, it's correct, it's right. But if I sell drugs that kill many, many, many people and make me a lot of money, it's not good. It's not good. It's not right, because it's not pro survival. So everything I look at is around this thing. How do I make these people make a lot of money ethically? And to do that, you need to take care of all those circles of life, because you cannot cheat your wife and expect to make money. You will see that every single person that had problem in business before that had problem with ethics somewhere with the family, because the basic principle is that if you have a problem here, the source of the problem is always before. You will try to solve this problem, it will not solve. The source is before. So if I see a problem in the business, the problem is not the business. The problem is before.
Yeah.
And the before is the family, sex, this area. If you have a problem with family and sex, the problem is before. It's something to do with your mind. Something to do with your mind, not with you, with your mind. And if you really understand, if you really have if you look at life as it's not some kind of an accident. There is laws for the physical universe, which people know. So, for example, you know about gravity, you know about Ohm law, you know about I don't know, Ellen Fitzgerald law. You know about many physical laws, yes?
Yeah.
But if I ask you, give me one law of the spirit. One.
For me, are you asking me the question? What one
Yeah,
law
yeah.
of the
If a
spirit
person,
that comes to
yeah,
me
one law of the spirit.
is like the one law of my spirit that I believe my spirit is you're a direct reflection of the results you get. That's one of my laws. So what does that actually mean? Is do good, be your best self.
Listen to what you say. You are the result of your own reflection. Yes.
You are a direct result of the results you get. So basically, what you've been saying this whole time.
But I am the starting point. I'm the spirit, so I cannot be the result. Like you cannot love yourself, because if I need to love yourself, I need to create someone senior to me that somehow love me. And who is me? You understand? If I say I love myself, I'm the beginning. How can the beginning love itself? You need to create some synthetic something that love yourself. It's all nonsense. People say things because they don't actually have the definition of what is the spirit. If you understand that the spirit is the source, it brings something out of nothing. The spirit is not the result. The spirit is the source.
Okay.
The source cannot be the result.
Yeah.
The source is not the result. If the water comes from here, I'm not the result of the water that's coming from here. It's just not logical.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions here. I believe, or whatever, I don't know the terminology now with you, but
okay,
I have a belief. I have a belief that the source will not give to you what can't flow through you.
Not a problem. Who is the source?
You're asking someone who's been in a constant conflict with the source. So I don't have that answer.
Who is the source? Never mind if you're in conflict or if you're in peace or if you're in Third World War. Who is the source? Just answer my question.
The being. People call it God. People call it religion.
How can you give to you? How can you give to you? You can, if I'm me, I can give
I'm not
others.
The source. I'm not saying I'm the source.
What source mean? The emanation point, the point where something come out from, not the receiving point. If I'm the transmitter, I cannot be the receiver.
I am the receiver of the source.
Not a problem. The receiver of the source is not the source. So now you are something. You're the receiver of the source, not a problem. So who is the source?
The source sends out a transmission to me.
Okay, who is the source?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
That's exactly the point.
Okay, but you say your source, so who's your source?
No, I am the source. If I am the source, everything that happened next to me is the physical universe is an effect. I'm the cause, that's the effect. I'm the cause, I'm moving the pen. This is the effect because I decided that this is moving. I am the source. I know, I create, and everything around is the effect of me. And if there is an external source and I'm just a machine, then I wouldn't be able to change anything because I just need to ask the source, please change it for me. And I just need to wait. Maybe it will agree or not.
So the standpoint then is what I'm hearing is you become the source. So the source is me. I control, I take full responsibility of what I need to do. I do not make excuses. I do not let my brain hold me back or procrastinate. I don't let my body tell me it's hungry. I don't let my body tell me it's thirsty. I, as the source, is the one who's actually in the ultimate control. So the question then becomes, who is I? Is I the brain? Is I intuition? Is I your gut? Or is I a third source?
This is what we explain. You are the spirit. You are not a physical thing. You have physical thing. When you say my body, you have a physical thing, a body.
Not my body.
I am. Sorry?
Is it your body? It's not my body. It's just a meat container.
Not a problem, but it's mine. It belongs to me.
Yeah.
What does it mean belong to me? Belong to me. I take care of it. If something happened to it, I'm responsible for it. I either have the control or not. Yes. So when I say my body, it's not that I have a soul. I am the soul. I am the spirit that have a body, that have a brain, that have a mind. And before you realize that you are not your brain, you are not your body, you are not the chair, you are not your car. Even if you are inside the car, you are not your car. Before you realize that, you will be an effect. You will be a victim to the situation. because the car doing something and I can do nothing about it. I'm not the driver and the car doing it. But if I am the boss, there is always something I can do something about. And you will see that when people deteriorate, they have one viewpoint and they say, I've tried everything. How many things you've tried? 2.
Yeah.
Do you know how many options there are?
Yeah.
2 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why? Because the spirit, me, I have this ability to come up with ideas and change the physical universe by my ideas alone. Everything that changed here, everything here is someone came up with an idea. From where? From nothing. The spirit, the whole idea is to understand that something can come only from nothing. If you really get that, and this thing is very easily also proven mathematically, but that's a different issue.
Yeah. This
But
something that comes from nothing is the source you can control. Is that?
Yeah, the something
Yeah.
the something that come from nothing. Nothing is the spirit.
Yeah.
Nothing is you. So you can bring about anything with an idea. You can build a fortress that will be the most secure fortress in the universe. Nothing can go in or out other than one thing, an idea.
Okay.
An idea can go through 20-meter thick wall.
So tell me this, because we're coming to an end, and I want to make sure that people are hearing this, because you would think people would want to understand, how did you build the $100 million, how do you have $25 million companies, and you can, you've developed this life for yourself, which sounds like just nothing but fruitfulness. What I'm hearing, which I think is the most powerful thing. So people, I want you to hear this, because I think, and I want you to also, Meir, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing, it doesn't matter. I can tell you all the which ways to build a business. I can give you the step-by-step blueprint to build a business. If you don't understand the fundamental truth that you have to have the belief that you are the source, you are the one that has to take full responsibility. Everything that you put out as the source has a positive and negative to it, and you will have the ability to figure it out when you're adopt such mindset of, I'm going to call it power and resilience and responsibility, then business becomes easy. But before that, it's just noise. And the noise is going to show up in broken patterns, in broken results that you keep getting for yourself because you haven't shifted the fundamental truth, which is what is happening between you and spirit.
Yeah. So basically, you are the spirit, all right? And when you don't know that you are the spirit, you will always be an effect. There is so much knowledge around and how to build anything. And I can give a person exactly what to do. And I did. It will not work because they have what I called a fake reality. A fake reality is a piece of information. You 100% believe it's true, but when you use it, it doesn't bring the expected result, but you cannot see the connection, the correlation. You cannot see the source.
How do you break? How does a human break? How do you break that? How can someone break that? Because you're basically saying what I'm hearing is this: is I believe this to be true, and I believe if you do these steps, you should get X. I keep doing these steps, but I'm not getting X, and it's because the knowledge or the belief or the conviction I have that you have to do this is fundamentally broken.
Yeah. So it's basically correct. And how do you fix it? You need to learn how do you remove lies. There is a very specific method to remove lies. But what's the problem with the lies? You don't know that they are lies. You think that they are truth. So there is a specific method to spot them and remove these lies. And if you do that, you'll see that every lie that you remove, the physical universe becomes smaller and you become bigger. And I'll explain what I mean within. Let's say that you have a problem of $10,000.
Okay.
and you make money $500. So it's a big problem. Yes, you make $500 per month, and you own and you spend $10,000. You owe you have like you in minus every $10,000. You're bleeding. You're hemorrhaging money. So now you have two options. Option number one, which will be the usual handling of people, is to spend less.
Yeah.
Which means to admit that I'm a failure. Option number two is to make more, to make yourself bigger. If I make myself bigger and I make now $1 million per month, the $10,000 is not a problem. It's not that I solved the problem. There is no problem. But in order to move from trying to see what's wrong to trying to take what's right, you need to understand that most of the people have a major fake reality, which is they think that you fix things by finding what's wrong with them. And I say, while you're fixing machines by finding what's wrong with them, you fix people by finding what's right with them.
Yeah.
So if you understand that, you will see that by finding what's right with people, not criticizing them, regardless of how bad it is, you automatically ignite them. You bring them back to life. Because the spirit, you are perfect, and anything that is not perfect is not you. If you realize that, and you, of course, there's a lot to learn. I'm giving you a lot of data in a very short time.
Yes.
But if you realize that, you'll see that that alone will change your viewpoint on life. Because most of the people go and say, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and look how he's driving, and look what she's told me, and look at it, and this is that, and this is all the day what is wrong. But my definition of success is the sum of all validated improvements.
Success is the sum of all validated improvements.
Yes, it is like, this is correct, and this is, I'm wrong, I'm a failure. And I said, this is right, and 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 oh, one day I'm right. Oh, whoa, I'm successful.
Yeah.
Success is the sum, the number, not the quality, the number of validated improvements.
For those that have been listening, we've come to an end, unfortunately. I think we need to do a part two if you're open. This is part two worthy. But I know people want to know, like, where can they find you? Where can they learn more about this? How can we tap into this? Where do we send them? Where do they go?
So first of all, their website, gprosperity.com. And then Instagram, Meir Ezra Official, MEIREZRA Official, Meir Ezra Official, or the website. And one thing about me, I always reply. You write me a message, write me a DM, you will get a reply within a day. By the end of the day, before I go to sleep, you will get a reply. And I'm replying every day to hundreds of messages.
Wow.
Hundreds. Email, DMs, Facebook, you name it.
I'm going to ask one last question because I think it's a key to everything we're speaking about. Mm-hmm. And part of what I believe is the confliction and the chaos that we're living in today. When I say the word alignment, mm-hmm. alignment of oneself, what does that mean to you?
So for me, the oneself don't need to be aligned, but it can cause alignment, and by that increase the speed, because a man is as alive as he communicate, and he cannot communicate in a chaos. So when you streamline, when you align the communication lines, when you align the production line, when you align people's purposes and intentions, what you get is a group that bring about a result. So the only reason you want to align things, because if you don't align them, you get a problem. A problem is defined as force counter force, intention counter intention. This is a problem. And a problem can get resolved either by overwhelming you or by me stopping to push. And there's no problem. So when you bring alignment, there is no problems, because in order to have a problem, you need to have a misalignment, which means some of the forces, the vector of some of the forces are not going to the same predefined target.
There you have it. I'm leaving it here. It was a pleasure. That
Thank
is
you.
it. That's another episode of The Vault Unlocked.